Okay, I said I was going to record a little clip of walking you through the steps of doing this self-teaching test. And remember, the main aspects of a self-teaching test is that it has immediate feedback. And in the feedback, if you get questions wrong, it allows you to correct get the information you need to correct yourself and then redo the test if you need to. So that's big advantages of a self-teaching test with multimedia embedded. So I'm going to show you how to do that here. Remember how we did this before? I'm just going to open a new page up here, and we did with docs. We'll do it with forms new. New, and it looks like you can search about any Google product that way. Puts you right into a new form. Of course, the other way is to go through your 9 squares, go and find it in Google Drive. And once you're in Google Drive, you go to new, and you go down to new forms. So that gets you to the same spot. Okay, so again, getting this set up as a quiz, the first thing you have to do is tell this form that it needs to be a quiz. So you go into settings, and the first thing that you do is check off make a quiz. Then it adds a bunch of features to your form that let you use it as a quiz. Then you have some choices here. So again, as I said, release grades immediately after each submission. So as soon as the person completes the test and submits it, they get a grade back in their email. Or you can change it to later after manual review. Different types of things that you can do. Respondents can see which questions were answered incorrectly, which were correctly answered, what the point values for each form was, and then as it starts off with, it's 1 point per question as per kind of default. And then the responses, how do you treat those? Well, of course, you want to collect email addresses if you're doing this for a group. And you want to send responders a copy of the response? Yes, typically, always. And then allow response editing. So as I said, for a self-teaching test, you want people to be able to go in and edit their responses. So you don't care about that. You'll have a record of how they first responded. And then here's your choice: limit to one response, or they can do as many as they want. So, but they'll have to sign into Google. What else can you do? Presentation, just some sort of style consideration for how you present this form. And then all the other form defaults that you can change. Collect email addresses by default is the first and probably the most important one for everyone, so that you can give people adequate feedback. And then question defaults. So make questions required by default, and that's typically what you do. If you're creating a question, you don't want to give people a choice about whether they're going to do the question or not. You want them to actually do the question. So that's the settings that you need to set up on a quiz for this type of quiz. Then, of course, we got the questions, so we don't have any questions in this form yet. And this is where you'll track your responses. But we're going to go back now and to the questions and create a test. So the first thing that you're going to do is give it a name, PENT quiz demo, so that you can remember it, which quiz this is. And as soon as you type a heading there and you just type over here, it changes that, and you want to do that so that it saves it in your file. Yes, so all this information is basic to start off. Okay, the first question we're going to do. So click on Untitled Question. This is the first question. Why are we here? And of course, I'm just making up. I'm not very good typing this morning. So option 1 is for a good time. Add an option, or you can just put enter. A long time. And again, now I'm just going to press enter, and it puts me into option 3. Learn how to do ICT, enter again, option 4, and typically a multiple choice question is going to have a stem, which is the question part at the top here, and then 3 distractors and 1 correct answer. So, okay, I'm going to put this one in. And of course, the correct answer was learn how to do ICT. Or what's another possibility? Um, because I love Brandon. Okay, so now you got three distractors from this and one correct answer, supposedly. So now when I want to make sure that the test knows which answer I think is the correct one, the teacher, so you're creating a test, click on answer key. And I'll select off here, of course, is the correct answer in this one. Again, remember to make this a teaching test, we have to add some multimedia to the incorrect responses so that when people get this wrong, they get the correct information. Okay, so if I'll say answer feedback, click on that, and I only want the feedback to go to incorrect answers. So enter feedback. So you'll put in some text. So I'll put reality check. We are here to learn ICT. Okay. And then I want to put some multimedia to this. So this is the response that they'll see if they get the answer wrong, but I want to add some multimedia. So for the time being, I'll just add a link, right? So I have to click this little link button. Link to what? So here, we'll say I'll put the class blog. Okay, and I've got to go find the link. So here's where's my blog? So here's my blog. So this is the class blog that we're using. So I'll just grab the URL, grab the address, go back to my form that I'm working on here, and put the link in there. So the text displayed will be here, and then the link will be here. And then I have to make sure that you add this. So, and you can add more than one piece of ICT to this, but each one for the text links like this, you have to say add. So now that link is collected to the response for this question. Okay, I'm going to say save. I'm going to make one more question here just for the demonstrate the purposes. And for the classic activity, you're going to create a short quiz with 5 questions that's related to one of the topics that you're planning your lessons around. It'll be the assessment that you do for that lesson. Okay, so here you can see the test is, this first one is done. Okay, I'm going to add a question. And typically it comes up with the different types of questions that, and it's set to the one that you started with. But here's the other types of questions that you can create with these forms. So you can do short answers, you can do multiple choice, you can do check boxes or matching quests, different things. But again, for this one, we're just going to do a multiple choice. So, okay, what is video for learning ICT? Again, we'll start with this. So here we'll say Alice Keeler. Okay, so add another option. What's his name? Richard. What is Richard's name? ICT for teachers, anyways. Richard Byrne. Okay, and then I'll add another, so I can click add this option if I want to do it that way. And then the other one was, what's her name? Kathy Schrock. Okay, and then the other option, of course, is, I don't know, I'll just make something up here, Chat GPT. I've got 4 responses here. Now I want to give the answer key, and I'm going to say that, I mean, all of the above are correct, but let's just say it's Chat GPT. Okay, so that I'll say is the correct answer. These are not necessarily videos, they are, okay, but let's go give some answer feedback. So that's the correct answer. So if we get the question wrong, we're going to send them to a video that they can watch. Okay, so now I'm just going to go up in here and I'm going to do a video search for a video that I want. So chat GPT for teachers. Let's see what's there. Okay, so there's all sorts of things that are available. Let's select the top one. We'll add that. So this time, when you add a video to the response feedback, you don't necessarily have to add it. It's already added there. You can see it's added, linked to that question. Okay, so save that. So now I've got a 2-item test with the correct answer checked off, or the supposed correct answer, with some multimedia feedback for each of those answers. Okay, and then of course you're going to just keep adding more questions to this. But for the time being, we're going to say this test is done for this recording for sure. And that's getting pretty long. Now, once you've got it the way you want, click the send button. And you'll see the same old things here. So this you can send by email, you can send the link, or what we're going to do, of course, is embed it. So again, grab the HTML code, and it always starts with this iframe typically. So just copy that code, find a spot on your blog where you want to create that you're going to put along the top here. I already had one on there, but I'll just make a new one. So of course, pages, new page, drop the code once you make sure that you're in the HTML editor, and then a code in there, video demo, is okay, and then publish it. Yes, and then it's going to show up on your page, and I'll go look at the page itself. So this is what it looks like. So the quiz is now, this little quiz is now embedded on my website, and you'll do that on your website, and you're going to put it on make sure that page is connected to a tab at the top of your